At the beginning, it was pretty stressful because I haven't dealt with this before. This is all brand new to me. Plus the fact that I'm dealing with this on my own. I was looking through the campus's website. I was looking around and seeing what services they offered here, and I saw very specific pages like, oh, we have like advising and counseling for like classes, and we have personal counseling, and that one caught my eye because I didn't really fully understand the grasp of what having that personal um like therapist to say. So I wanted to see how it's like, and it's been working pretty well for me. I meet with my personal counselor here on campus. He's been providing me like strategies of how I can approach a certain how can I approach this week in a certain way, because every week is different than the previous one. So one strategy was to like take like an hour or two every day, like taking a walk outside, and you know just not think about anything, and just walk it off. And then afterwards, once your mind is collected and you're ready to go back into that workload, it's a lot less stressful than compared to if like you didn't take that break.
My family knows I'm stressed, but I don't think they know to what degree. I feel comfortable talking to them, but I also don't want to add like more onto their plate. My anxiety has been about the same as I was in high school, which was pretty bad. So I'm trying to deal with that. My coping mechanism is not exactly the best. Sometimes I go shopping a lot, which is not good for my bank account, and sleeping earlier, taking like my melatonin gummies because I realize that sleep is really key, and that's been my coping mechanism for a while now, but it's not great. I'm not talking to anyone in the college about my anxiety. I feel like I can deal with it myself. Um, yeah, I can talk to my friends at times, but I feel like I've been dealing it with it for so long that there's no need to talk about it.
Well, in reality, I wouldn't say anybody really helped me. It's been tough already, so it was hard for me to like go out and talk to people really, especially like when anxiety is like at an all-time high when you're reviewing and like rushing and doing work. It really takes over, and sometimes you just can't talk to anybody and you just stay in your own mind. I guess that's what I did. I really wish that I could have said something so I can get helped, but um, I mean, I made it through, so I guess that's all right. I don't think the college or my instructors would tell anything. I kept it pretty well hidden, and it, they have their own things to do. I thought I'd be bothering them, even though they're instructors and all. But I mean, my problems were, I guess, small compared to theirs. They could be like having trouble with like students or with their life, actually. And I mean, I can help myself. I can overcome anything, I guess, as long as I stay with like a sane mind and uh, keep on thinking I can go through it with it.
First semester, I was stressed, but I still managed to get by. But the second semester got a little harder, more tests, more assignments, and I had trouble sleeping, and it was just overwhelming, all the studying and everything, to the point where I was failing a little bit. So I reached out to a counselor, hoping to find me like maybe a therapist, a school therapist, and Yeah, they told me they could help me, and I had to call a few people so Ross, and I had to keep calling and calling, moving to people to person, and I finally managed to find a therapist who can help me out. And so far, so good. It's happened, and I've only been in there for 2 weeks, and it's been good.
I feel like it would really help ease my anxiety about exams specifically or big assignments if a professor would reach out to their students more often, because a majority of my professors don't really reach out at all. So if they could like send out a mass email saying, if you guys are anxious about the test or you need extra help, don't be shy and come to my office during my office hours, which I do have one professor who does do that, which makes me feel comfortable enough to do that. But some will just lecture and then no contact with your students unless you email them first, which you could also do. Just make sure to email your professors, but it would be nice if my professors would email me first.
One thing I feel that my college could do to help students who are feeling any kind of stress or anxiety about exams is to have the counselors available on campus a little more easier to access. Me personally, I was feeling a little stressed and a little worried about how I was going to move forward with the classes I was taking. And before I talked to my advisor about that, I wanted to talk to a counselor just for stress relief, to try and, vent all my feelings out, just to feel listened to about all the worries that I had. But I could not access them on campus, so I had to go to my school's website and email the Department of Counseling for their services, and they responded with a phone number, which in the end I was not able to reach anybody. So I went and saw my advisor instead. So if they could have the campus counselors a little more readily available to help students, that would be really helpful.